It's Rich here, look at this. Look at this. So you'll have seen by the title what this is. And it's probably very little known, but I'm excited about this one. I'm going to tell you why right now. So first of all, for those who don't know me, hi, I'm Rich. This is guitar number 109. I can play the guitar a bit, not really, but I like guitars, who doesn't? And why am I tidying things as I speak? OCD. Let's put these picks back in a nice straight line. So yes, so thank you to all the new subscribers who've come along to see some Looney Tune by guitars like they're going out of fashion. Carsten said that I've had 10 in a month. That seems too many. Anyway, that is not important. Stagg. Now, Stagg as a brand, never really thought much of, really. They're a budget brand, sure, but unlike the euphoria that surrounds Harley Benton still today with all the things they do, Stagg just sitting in the background, you know, Stagg, Encore, I don't know, SX, God knows. Anyway, Stagg have been going since the 70s, and in the last about 2 years, they've sort of overhauled their range and made some better instruments. Now, I never thought of buying one, so Stagg, which is ridiculous considering, Harley Benton. But there we are. This is something of a crossover of all sorts of things. I'm going to just let you have a look at it, and then I'm going to talk about why I've just said that. So first of all, look at the finish. I think that is pretty. Look at that cheeky boy, and that cheeky boy. Can you hear the click? They don't pull up easily, they're nice and firm. Some binding, some strap buttons. Rosewood fingerboard, bone nut, made in Korea. Blink, here is the back. I'm taking the little stickers off the tuners. Bound there. Mahogany, set in. I'll talk about this in a moment. There's the back. So, £239. Let's talk a bit more about the guitar itself. So, why is it a bit like a PRS? That shape on the back there, boink, is almost identical to my PRS SE245 and the PRS Starler. This bit is slightly sharper, if you like, but that is why I've said it's a bit like a PRS. The headstock, really like this, understated, a bit like the Sire Larry Carlton. Stagg have obviously gone to some lengths to, they obviously want to be proud about the brand, but they want probably new people to buy it. And with the stigma that us humans have with brands, maybe they didn't want a big Stagg across here. So nice subtle logo, subtle truss rod cover. So that makes me think it's a bit like a Sire. The body thickness is a bit thinner, not much, but a bit thinner than your regular sort of Les Paul. And there's no rhythm and treble around here. A little bit like ESP. I think Larry can't do that as well. Sort of like a Harley Benton in that you've got coil splits at an affordable price. I think coil splits on Epiphone start at about 400 quid. So you've got that. And then rosewood fingerboard, which is lovely to see, and a bone nut. So it's almost like the people at Stagg have said, we want more. Before I finish as well, look at the shape. Look how close that is to an Epi or a Gibson. Whereas your Harley Benton with the pointy horn and this bit here kind of sloping in, because the previous Staggs were horrible. The shapes of their Les Pauls are all over the shop. Not so anymore. They've somehow managed to get that a lot closer to an Epiphone or a Gibson. So £239. If this was an Epiphone, this would be £400 for this kind of thing. Yes, in a Harley Benton land, you can get an SC450 Plus, which I hadn't sent back recently, which would be probably akin to this, but I would wager that this is probably a bit nicer. And the use of rosewood again on the fretboard, I don't think you'd get that on Harley Bentons at the moment. So it seems like an awful lot of guitar for your money, if you can look past the brand. Now, another good reason I bought this, apart from the fact I want a nice LP to play, Stagg, if I try and sell this, it'd be worth about 5p. There is no strength in the brand. Oh look, there's Stagg. I didn't even notice it's that subtle on the back. There's no strength in the Stagg brand. I'd be a lunatic to sell this. I'd get no money for it. So I get the benefit of having a nice looking instrument, and as you'll hear in a moment, sounding as well, for not a lot of money. So what can I tell you about it that is a bit less good? The glue around here, it does not sticking out, but the nut is not, you know, it's a little bit mucky there. Could have been installed a bit better. So the binding in places isn't absolutely perfect, but it's not upsetting me. There's that. I think the only thing, the paint on the headstock. I took truss rod cover off a moment ago to give the neck a little bit of relief, and you can see with the masking tape in there where this has been sprayed, it seems like sort of fairly, not thin as in it's opaque, but I think if you bumped and bruised, you know, if you weren't careful with it, I think the paint on this would scratch a bit easier than some of the sort of lacquered finished ones. Those, and there's a couple of little imperfection which I doubt with the camera will even pick up. Around this pickups around now, it won't pick it up. So a bit, it's nowhere near as bad as a vintage branded guitar. Jesus, they're QCs all over the shop. But then again, if you buy a vintage one new nowadays, they're about $350, $4, it's even some of them as well. So you basically got £239 with some nice features from other brands of guitars. It's hefty, but manageable, and some really nice features. So yes, I know Carsten's about to say you could have got an SC whatever, Harley Benton, but I think this is a bit nicer than that. And I'm a bit done with Harley Benton for the time being. Nice thin kind of neck as well. It's like one of the Epiphones with the modern thin necks on it as well. But I'm just going to plug it in for a moment. And the thing that really pleases me, and for those who've been around a while and will know what a weirdo I am, this is really important to me. And that is how well do the volume, oh, can you see me? Yeah, the volume and tone knobs work. So the amp has just got the EQ, bass and treble at 12 o'clock, same with the gain. So it's not on a, you know, a clean channel or this channel or that channel, it's just as it comes. So I'm just gonna put the volume on about, yeah, on about 5 on the neck pickup. And then, I love this. I love this. I tried it, I've been to the shop for this guitar. So, and yes, it's a bit out of tune. Yes, all right, new strings, don't kill me. Tone on nil, tone on 3, come up a little bit. Tone on 6, come up a bit more. Tone on 10. The tone knob works, I love that. Let's go down to the bridge and we'll do the same. Tone on nil. Oh, might need some volume, that would help, wouldn't it? Put the volume on about 4 or 5 cents. Right, tone on nil. Tone about 3. Tone about 6. Tone on 10. The tone knobs, they work properly. Yes! Buzzy, buzzy, buzzy. Need to do a bit more setup. So the tone knobs work, which is awesome, because I like, on a Les Paul in particular for me, if I'm playing on the neck, I like my neck to feel warm and creamy, and I like the tone down to about 5. So, let's pull the coil tappage out, boink, which is on the volumes. Put it back in. The other thing I like about what I've noted so far in the early days with the coil tap in or out is there's not a massive drop off in volume either. So out of tune, yes, I know. Back in. And then let's do the neck. neck, sorry, bridge. Put it back in. So there's a good variety of, oh, did I change the pickup? I didn't, did I? I think I've used one too many twists on my truss rod. We're out of tune, we're always out of tune, Richard. Right, let's find a channel. Honestly, I'm stoked with this. Fair play. If anybody from Stagg is watching, and of course they're not, well done you for making a guitar that could be £400 in another brand. Yes, a couple of little cosmetic things, but you get those, as we have seen from my other videos, in guitars costing an awful lot more. So, clean channel. The frets are a bit scratchy, they need a little bit of playing in. Pull that out. Boink. So that's a nice sounding tone. Let's turn the actual tone down a bit. Better turn the volume down a bit because I might annoy somebody. Well, mind you, never mind. Shush now, shush Richard. Right. Woo. There aren't many reviews of this on YouTube. There's one from a guy, I think he's Latin American maybe, not sure, who can actually play guitar. But yes, listen up. Stagg. I've done a Wildy here, made in Korea. Quality control, not perfect, but better than a lot of them. And little ticks and nods to a number of different brands. The Sire with the headstock, bone nut's great. Rosewood fingerboard. The PRS sort of style shape here on the SE245s. Getting a decent Les Paul copy shape as well, with a nice sort of rounded horn. The coil taps, do make, you know, they're notable. They feel so nice. They're like, sort of, you have to really give them a nice pull. I love the top hat knobs as well on here. Both the pickups got very different sounds to them. All the knobs work, the tone knobs work. It just seems great value, this does. It's one of the most rewarding Les Pauls I've had. As you know, I really like white instruments. They didn't do a white. So I did look. There's a black one and gold sparkly one. Not really into gold tops myself. But Stagg have also got some other couple of interesting things. They've got an HS Telly roasted maple neck with a coil split on it, £160. That looks interesting. And they've got a really cool looking Strat. They've got a Strat with block inlays. Love that. You see that on, you know, more on your Jazz Masters and things, don't you? But yeah, they've got an HSS Strat with block inlays as well, and that's 150, I think. But there we go. I hope you've enjoyed this. Give it a thumbs up and a like and all that jazz. And yeah, guitar 109. 109. I wonder what 110 will be. There won't be one. That's the last one. That's it now. Done. Keeper.